See my route took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just trying not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble. I take off, poof, magic. Now watch me juke through the traffic. Footwork fantastic. Dominating every facet. Treat the pocket like plastic. Here come the blitz, pass it. Got it on, smash. Put on the gas. I will not crash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash. Honey, y'all, dash.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you wanna give. How much blood would you bleed? I'ma tell you I'm a misconceiver. I'm a believer. Someone better kick my fever. Tell me it's 100 degrees underneath my whole flesh. Everyone tells me it's a bit of a mess. I'ma tell the risk I was never at the end. I would never get it off my chest. I'm forgetful. Someone better tell me I was always on the edge. Overstay your bearings, I would never underestimate. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Oh, barely, my bets are off. Everything was better off. Take your eyes off me, you don't want to see me when I'm gone. Moral of the story was you're wrong. Everything I gave and everything I lost. Good things come at a cost. I left it on your head, and when you ever overstated, your thoughts are never everything you wanted when you want.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Set, ready? 90, Wolf.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball.
Check 23, Griffin.
Now the Auburn product, Corey Grant. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, Foxtrot.
2nd and 6. And this one's incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it. When you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. He'll look to throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 13. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run the jet sweep with Brown. There for the tackle, the former Wisconsin Badger, Leon Jacobs.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Jackson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And that's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 18-yard line. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. From the gun, Jackson has got his man. It's Andrews. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that would be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the Jaguars' 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here we go.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Right now, no questioning the toughness of this Jaguar defense. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. So on 4th down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. Not a touchdown, obviously, but playoffs, you're on the road. At least you put something on the board.
I would agree with that totally. You're not exactly sending a message to the opposition, but you are letting them know that you came to play.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
Do you almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Watch twist. Watch 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Ready.
2nd and 9 now. They're going to set up the screen here. This is Grant. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Down. 8, read.
58, come on. There's a party now. 49, check 49, check 49. Quick edge.
Shoot.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Open man is Westbrook, complete. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Smoke. Max 50, let's go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking long for Westbrook. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check 24, check 24. Check the hot read.
5.
Looking to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 43. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43. This is Grant. call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass, and they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a pickup of 11 at a Baltimore 1st down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Flush to his right. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion. 2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
42-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. The carry here for the big tight end. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
A gain of 1 yard. 1st down, Ravens.
2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin the road to the upcoming Super Bowl. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Jackson to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, Where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Hey, Delta.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Jackson now, 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson, and he fires one that's intercepted. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Yeah, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
He'll come out throwing here on first down. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. They'll throw now on the final play. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. DJ Chark, the intended target. 3rd down here.
Brings up 3rd down and 20.
This is Josh Lambo. He hit from 57 a year ago. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we're in halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams trying to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all.
And that's caught inside the 30. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big game.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They go play action with Jackson, and that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfired.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Eluding the pressure right. For the pylon caught. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A terrific job there to keep him out of the end zone. And now it'll be 4th and goal. They're not going to kick it. A chip shot, but they're going for it down 3 on 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And not only will he not get in, he's going to lose yardage. They stuff him back at the 4. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Jaguars are able to come up with a goal line stand. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's Grant. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Kill.
80 weapons.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Watch a slant, watch a slant, watch a slant.
Fire.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That's complete to his running back, Grant. And they're going to get the 1st down here across the 15-yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. So that last play gives them a little more space now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Here's Grant. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. The open man is Westbrook. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything, so it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
35, watch 35. Single.
They'll look to throw again. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
And a simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down in position. We were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, it's Jackson. And the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively. Brings up 4th down.
He was defended by Jalen Ramsey.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Here we go. Ready.
Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
The Jaguars on third down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 5.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
He'll look to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. They'll run on first down. Grant. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
They go back to Grant. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Focus, defense, focus. Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50.
They'll drop the throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Come on, QB, come on.
They'll try and run for it. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2, but he doesn't come anywhere close. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 41-yard line.
On the set. Come on, 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, 1-1. Let's go.
This time, Jackson will throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Now listen, it's a team game, we know that, but where would these guys be right now, Charles, without their defense? They take over here following the turnover. Defense did it again, but on offense they have to feel like, hey, we need to do something.
You're exactly right. You just mentioned it. The defense did it again. They bailed them out on a number of occasions in this contest. It's time for them to repay the defense at the least. Keep the ball for a while. Give those guys a break so they can catch their breath.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd-and-1 situation. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. He can run for it, and he will. A gain of 8 on the keeper and a 1st down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They will run with Grant. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Jaguars. Corey Grant, 34 yards. And the forced fumble defensively leads to 6 points for the Jaguars. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yeah, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there. 12
yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. Throwing now is Jackson. Flushed out right. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Jackson to throw. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now Jackson. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Tucker's kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So 20 seconds remain. It'll come down to this. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point In this case, a field goal.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild card round.
How about that, being able to put the big check marks up in the locker room, right? Get to the wild card game, check, got that done. Win a wild card game, big check. Now you've got to go ahead and set your sights higher. There is a bigger prize out there, and they still have an opportunity.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.